Imagine this, you and your friends are on a tropical vacation when your friend's pet chimp gets rabies. Yeah, that's Primate, the new horror flick that's going absolutely bananas with a 92% on the tomato meter. But does it really deserve that score? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Mirror Domains, and today we are diving into Primate 2026, a fast, gory little creature feature about a chimpanzee that loses it on a group of teens at a tropical getaway. It's a quick hour and a half, but it's full of blood, chaos, and questionable acting. And yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. Or is it? The story kicks off right away with no build-up. It's just bam! The pet chimp gets rabies and decides everyone's on the menu. From there, it's a mix of party scenes, panic, and a surprising amount of practical gore effects. Yes, honestly, the gore is the best part. Fun, over the top, and well done, and very, very graphic. You'll know what I mean when you see it. It's not nightmare fuel though, but it's definitely messy in a good way. It's softball kind of horror. I mean, yeah, it's bloody, but for seasoned fans, seasoned hardcore horror fans, it's okay. We've seen that before. Have we though, James? Have we seen it before? Let's start off with the positives. First, the cinematography is great. The movie looks sleek. It's well lit, and the color grading in it is beautifully done. It actually feels like a higher budget film than it probably is. The direction is solid, nothing groundbreaking, but technically sound. It's all there. And Troy Kotsur here pops up, and it's awesome seeing him in a role of a horror movie. The gore and practical effects are the standout, and I think that's going to be the big draw. It's a short movie, it doesn't waste your time, and that's a plus at an hour and 30 minutes. Now that's where things start to crumble. The acting, it's serviceable. Some of the cast really tries, but other performances feel straight out of a CW pilot. And let's be honest, the film lives and dies by its horror cliches. You've got the classic tropes of I dropped my phone while being chased. I could have been using it to call 911 moments. Let's stop and stare at the killer chimpanzee instead of running away when we should be, right? It's all those old school tropes that a seasoned horror fan like myself have seen 1,000 times. That kind of stuff where you're yelling at the screen, use your brain, it's right here, right? It reminds me of that scene from Bone Tomahawk.
The only advantage we have over these cave dwellers is being smarter. So let's not lose that.
Well said, Kurt Russell. I actually saw this with a crowded theater and people were laughing. I don't know if it was at the jokes though, but at the absurdity. Like when the chimp unlocks the door with the keys that is found on the ground. It's ridiculous. And it's that kind of hilariousness, right? This is the type of movie that's perfectly fit for like multitasking. Like if you're playing a game on your phone while watching this, then I think you'll like this movie. You'll get the gist, but you'll still enjoy the blood and the gore. You won't miss that much about the story. Going over to the score sheet now, acting, directing, and story are out of a possible 2 points. Cinematography and score are out of 1 point. So the acting, as I said, it's serviceable, right? This is not Shakespeare or anything like that. Nobody's going to win an award for this. It serves the movie. There is some cringe performances though, but that's more from the ancillary characters, the side characters, right? The main leads do a decent job, and I gotta give respect to having one of the leads, Kotsur, there, being deaf, right? So I like that aspect of the film, the story, and the execution of the technical aspects by the director here. As I said, the technical aspects were handled very well. I'm going to give that a point right there, and I do reserve the right to make it 1.5 because of the simplistic nature of the story. It just falls to those classic horror tropes. Yeah. Now, the story. It's fairly straightforward. He gets rabies in the beginning, and that's it. That's the start. Like, it really starts off quickly. It does have a moment in the film where it's like using non-linear time, and I felt like that would have been a really creative way to unfold this story. Like, we think that we're watching the next scene of what happens next, but we're actually seeing what happened like 2 or 3 scenes ago. Like, if it capitalized on that, that would have been really cool, but it doesn't. So story is serviceable, 1 right there. Now the cinematography, I'm going to give a full point because as I said, it's well shot, it's well lit, the color palette is vibrant, and I thought the lighting of the chimp effects and all that kind of stuff was fairly well done. The score, the soundtrack, there's going to be some needle drops in here that some people may like. For me, I felt like it served the film, but some people may like it. Let's just go back to the tomato meter and see what some of the critics were saying, because that seems a little bit high for 92% for Primate, for what this is. They must have been fairly forgiving, right? Let's see what the consensus is here. Oh, Perry Nemiroff. I respect her opinions about horror. She's a horror aficionado, like myself. Practical creature work at its finest. Yeah, so there we go. Some top-tier gore. Primate is a hugely successful swing for the fences wild time. An excellent start for the horror genre in 2026. Now, she obviously must be forgiving a lot of that horror tropes that I was talking about. Let's see if we can find somebody in here who disagrees. Slant Magazine. Primate is high-strung in its eagerness to get down to carnage, so much so that the human story feels almost totally inconsequential. Yeah, you're dealing with a one-night scenario, right? So you don't have a lot of time to develop these characters, and it relies heavily on the fact that some of them are family members. The problem is that you don't know or remember who is sister to who, kind of thing, right? I had trouble with that part of it. Oh, Matt Donato is also on here. Primate is a mean and merciless when animals attack flick that runs on pure popcorn entertainment goodness. So there it goes back to that. If you are watching it with playing a game on your phone, if you're talking with your friends in the theater, just there for laughs, turn off your brain, you're going to have fun with this movie. The watchability factors out of a possible 2 points. It's fun if you don't take it too seriously. So with that being said, I give it a full point, 5.5 out of 10. So while I'm a bit lower with 5.5, I would say, is Primate worth seeing? If you're new to the horror genre, or you just want something fun and gory without too much commitment, yeah, go for it. But if you are a hardcore horror fan, expecting something terrifying or original, you might be a little bit disappointed. But that's okay. I still feel that this was a bit of a swing for a creature feature. It was good to see some practical effects again, even if this one doesn't quite land. It's a quick, fun little ride. So, what did you think about Primate? Did you go? Are you looking forward to it? Or do you think it'll fall flat, like I said? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this review, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. You're watching Your Domain.